are my fellow time travelers.
I'm Rina.
I'm Rokawa. And we are the Time Traveling Trio! Let's not forget Liana, the friendly librarian.
Hi everyone, I'm Liana. Are all of you ready for a great adventure? In this series, we'll be doing what time travelers do best, going on an epic excursion through time and taking a peek at life in Singapore back then. So let's jump right in.
Wow! Wow, are we in the kampong?
Look at all the games lying around.
Games are such a big part of everyone's childhood. So for today's episode, we'll be talking about
Game time! So, what games do you usually play?
What about you, Rina?
I play Roblox with my friends.
Ooh, very cool.
I play Minecraft and I like Pokemon also.
I'm a big fan of Pokemon. And what about you, Sarah?
I also play Roblox.
Ah, so have you ever wondered what games were like back in the 1950s?
Do they have smartphones back then? I don't think so.
So to find out more about games back then, we invited a very interesting guest. She's very in touch with modern games, but at age 75, certainly knows a thing or two about games from the past as well. So let's welcome Aunty Shirley! Yay!
Hello!
Look at Aunty Shirley.
Yeah, it's Aunty Shirley.
Hi, I'm Aunty Shirley. This year I'm 75 years old.
Wow,
and I'm
so
so
old.
happy to meet you all.
So Aunty Shirley, I hear you do something very interesting. Could you tell us a bit more about that?
I do cosplay. Children, do you know what is cosplay?
No.
You know? Cosplay is that you dress up as the character in the movie or the animation. So I always love to do Chun-Li,
Wow.
you know, Street Fighter. And then I will do the fairy godmother. And I will do the Superwoman.
So now that Aunty Shirley is with us, let's go back in time to the 1950s. This is when most people lived in kampongs just like this one. So it means there were no video games, and people had to use their own imagination or even make their own toys. So back then, there weren't really playgrounds, right? So it means you had to make a lot of the games by yourself.
Yes.
Could you share a little bit more about that?
Yes, I saw my 5 stones. We play 5 stones with my brothers, sisters. And then I will use the rubber band to fold a skipping rope. Then we can play. That's all I can make at that time.
I mean, you also make your own clothes called a cosplayer,
Yeah,
right? So the sewing
yeah.
skills, they say. Okay, everybody, look at this huge table of games in front of you. Is there anything that you recognize from here? Which one? Which one?
That.
This one, the Rubik's Cube?
Yeah, I have this at
Oh,
home.
very nice.
I have this at home.
What else? What else do you see that you recognize?
I recognize this and this.
I recognize
You have
this.
those games?
And I recognize this.
I
careful though.
recognize this.
So what's this?
Chapteh.
So do you know what it's made out of?
Feather.
Back in the past, it was actually made from rooster feathers
Yeah.
that were connected to rubber discs that were held together by a nail. And what about this? Do you all know what this is?
5 stones.
5 stones, right? So as Shirley mentioned as well, she actually used to sew and make 5 stones herself. So 5 stones could be played with stones themselves, but also in these pyramid-shaped packets that were filled with rice, beans, or even sand.
I got play kite flying kite.
Kite flying.
And I always help my brother, they all try to make the kite
Wow.
nicely. And make the starch, you know, must make very thick one.
Yeah.
Then we make a nice one and then can fly up in the sky, can run.
I heard that back then there were also kite flying championships or like competitions.
Yes.
Right.
They were two fighting and then see who can make the string break.
Wow.
Then the kite will fly away.
I think there were some other interesting competitions back then as well. Like there were also gussing competitions. Can you all pick out which is the gussing? That's right. So gussing was actually quite popular, quite common in Malaysia and Singapore. So to play gussing, you need to wind this string around the top, and the string can be string, it can be cord, it could be rope. And then when you release the string, you need to snap your wrist and pull the string back very quickly so that the top will spin. But Aunty Shirley, gussing is something that you used to play in the past as well, right?
Yes. My brothers always like to play.
Oh,
Because pastime, sometimes nothing to play, so they challenge. See
yeah.
who can the longest, you know, can stand the longest.
So everybody, can you guess why gassing maybe isn't played as commonly today?
The toys are old.
The toys are old.
People nowadays play with video games.
Play video games, so they rather play the video games rather than play gassing. Is it? Okay, so now we're in the 70s, right? So I've got a special picture for you. Do you all know where this is?
No.
Modern times.
Modern times
With arcade games.
with arcade games. So this is a video arcade, right?
Yeah.
Have you all been to the video arcade before?
No.
That time my son was very young, so I always bring him there.
Oh.
And he enjoy very much. He likes to play the Street Fighter and sometimes the racing game. And then play that type of hitting the rat. Yeah.
Whack-a-mole,
Yeah,
yeah.
quite the hit the one. It's quite fun.
So, video game arcades, generally where can you find them now? Have you been to a place like Time Zone?
Yeah.
So Time Zone's actually a video game arcade, but it looks a bit different from what was in the past, right? Now it's a lot more blinking lights everywhere, very shiny, big, right? So where can you find Time Zones normally?
Causeway Point, North Point.
North Point,
And Vivo City.
Vivo City, so a lot of malls, right? A lot of shopping malls. So actually, even before they were in shopping malls, they used to be in old amusement parks.
We go arcades, we have to buy the coins, you know, then you can put inside to play, slot in. And then you have to play finish, then sometimes you have to choke the seat and then go and faster run and go and buy again if he wants to continue. But after that, we never play already. We still left a lot of coins at home now for the memory.
So back then, they used to use coins to play the arcade games, right? So now, do you all know what we use? Like in Time Zone, what do you use to play the games?
A cat.
A card, right? So from
yeah.
coins to card
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
right?
to cards, yeah, no more coins.
And roughly at the same time in the 1980s, there was also this growing trend of home entertainment systems. Can you all guess what those are?
Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switch is one? Xbox, yeah. But the downside to this in the 1980s was that only people from quite well-to-do families were able to buy these
Buy
gaming
the
systems.
PlayStation, yeah.
Yeah, so fortunately there was that. But now it's getting a bit more common, right? So now we're gonna jump forward into the 21st century, which is the present day, which is the era of mobile games. Do you all know what mobile games are?
Yes, phone game.
Phone games, right?
iPad game.
iPad
TV
games, that's right.
computer game.
Yes. So as you can see, all the different ways that video games have developed, even more ways of playing them have also developed. So now we don't even need to go to arcades anymore to play. So can you also play these games online?
Yes.
Is it by yourself or is it with friends also? With friends?
Family.
Family. So do you prefer playing online with your friends or by yourself?
I like with my friends.
With my friends.
Why?
Have more people to play with.
More people to
Yeah.
play with. Yeah, online games are helpful because sometimes even when you're not sitting next to each other, you can still be playing games together,
we
right?
can chat together.
Yeah, so it brings people together.
Can chat with friends there, chat with the one who play with you.
Yeah.
I saw my nephew playing this Minecraft and
Fortnite.
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 But I don't really understand, I just look like that.
Alright everybody, so we've talked about gassing, we've talked about chapteh. Are you ready to give them a go?
Yes!
Then let's go! Alright everybody, so earlier we talked about gassing, right? So are you ready to give it a try?
Yes!
Yes! Okay, so I'll try first. Let's see how it goes. Somewhat successful. Okay, how about you, Sarah?
Wow!
Good try!
Good
Okay,
try!
so you try and bring the string back also at the same time, okay? You try and, okay, let's go, Rina. Good try also. Alright, Rokawa, it's your turn. Do you think you can do it? Do your best. Hiya! Oh! Oh my gosh, you did really well.
I did it!
Yeah.
Good job, guys. Alright, everybody. So we've just tried our hands at gassing, right? How do y'all find it?
Fun!
Shirley, how do you think we did?
Yes, very good.
Very good. Good job. Round of applause, everybody.
Yeah.
Yay! Alright, everybody. So shall we thank Aunty Shirley for spending today with us?
Thank you,
Aunty Shirley!
You're welcome.
So isn't it amazing how games never fail to bring people together? And that brings us to the end of today's episode.
Thank you everyone for joining us on The Time Traveling Trio!
We're heading off for our next adventure, so stay tuned. Bye!